This review is of Red Bull, the Amber Edition Strawberry Apricot Energy Drink. Vitalizes body and mind. Or revitalizes. It doesn't even say revitalizes. So apparently it's the original vitalizer. It's like a superhero or something. So first things first here. This has got 114 milligrams of caffeine in 12 ounces. And this is a 12-ounce can. Aside from that, if you're pregnant or nursing a baby or you're a child, don't drink this, please. It's not safe. If you've already had one of these, consider carefully before you have another one. And definitely do not have 3 of these in one day. And here is a blurb, which I find these colors just not a good combination. I don't know about you, but yeah. All right, so I have to say, though, that compared to a bunch of other ones that I looked at a gas station the other day, like some of them were insane. There was one brand, I think it was Rain, that had 300 milligrams, which is just stupidly dangerous. Okay, no fat or cholesterol, 125 milligrams of sodium, 40 grams of carbs, of which 38 are sugars, added sugars, and no protein. And somewhere around here, the ingredients. So easy to read, right? It does have vitamin B12 in it. All right, let's go ahead and give it a try. Did you know that not everybody gets energy from caffeine? Some people actually become sleepy. I know this because my wife, rest in peace, had that. So not only did she have an opposite reaction to caffeine, she also had a resistance to anesthetics. But yeah, so she would get sleepy from drinking caffeine. And my children have that too. My daughter stopped drinking coffee, which she used to really enjoy because it would make her sleepy. And she just moved off to university. I offered her some of the coffee that I have in my apartment, and she didn't want any because, it makes her sleepy. And my son, sometimes it makes him sleepy, sometimes not. It energizes him. So he's still going through earlier stages of puberty, so that makes sense. It does have a nice fruity smell to it. Can kind of smell like a strawberry jelly kind of smell, or preserves. It's both sour and sweet. People say that sweet and sour are opposites. No, sour and bitter are opposites. That's the truth. I think it's more appropriate possibly to say that, what is the opposite of sweet? Not sweet. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Nowadays it's called unsweet because brands are too lazy to write unsweetened. It's almost, not quite, but almost, like drinking a jelly or a jam, except there are no chunks in it, no preservative stuff. I'm thankful it doesn't have more sugar in it than it does, because this is quite enough. In fact, it's a little bit too much, just barely too much, but it's okay. It helps to bring out the apricot flavor. So it's a very delicate balance between the strawberry and apricot. Apricot? I don't know. But it's not bad, but I do find it a little bit too sweet. My sense of Sweetness is changing because of my sensitivity to sugar, which has gotten better since I had a prebiotic oligosaccharides in the Swerve granular that contains it. There are two. One of them does, one of them doesn't. And so, yeah, I would say, oh my gosh, the video has gone on far too long. I'm sorry. I'm going to give this a 6.5. Thanks for watching and hope you have a great day. Just a few brief points on having good health. One, unless you have exactly the right genetic makeup, and most people don't, eating a lot of processed foods and beverages, a lot of sugar, a lot of salt, is inevitably going to make you ill. Now, when I say ill, I don't just mean a stomach ache or a headache or something like that. I mean food-driven and beverage-driven illnesses such as diabetes, arteriosclerosis, atherosclerosis, heart attack, stroke, and so on. There's a very, very long list of diseases that are caused by what we eat that's bad for us. So please consider very carefully. You don't have to be a vegan. You don't have to be a vegetarian. You don't have to be a carnivore. You don't have to be a paleo or a keto. But there are two things you do need to do. One, you need to find a diet that helps you lose weight, if that's what you need. And if you have body dysmorphia, I think it's called, then you need to seek help. But find a diet that actually helps you to lose weight, and a diet that helps you to improve your health. So juicing, if you're just doing pure juice, no, sorry. Two, you need to treat that as a lifestyle diet, not a temporary diet. Because as long as it's helping you with your physique and your internal health, it is the right thing to do. Do not think about, oh, I can cheat today because I've been a good girl or a good boy for the past month. You must stick to the program. You must stick to what's right for you and accept that, embrace it, and love it, even though sometimes you may not enjoy very much what you're eating. Learn to love what you are eating. You may look physically amazing, but inside your body's falling apart, and you just don't know it yet because you haven't noticed the signs, or there aren't any yet. Many years ago, while I was living in Indonesia, one of my coworkers lost her husband, and I went to the wake, I guess you would call it, and she asked me, why did he die? And she explained that he was exercising, he was eating the right food, but he had a heart attack and he died. I didn't have an answer for her. There are multiple possibilities. I mean, genetically, he could have been predisposed to it. It could have been from a buildup of problems from when he was younger and wasn't exercising and eating right. There's no real way to know for sure, but what I can say for sure is being physically fit but eating poorly can still cause you to die. You need both. So if you're going to the doctor and the doctor looks at you and says, well, you know, physically you look really, really fat, which they probably would be unlikely to say. They probably, you know, use a more medical term like you're morbidly obese. Or maybe they just try to be delicate and say, you know, you probably need to lose a few pounds. You should probably take that as a hint that you need to lose weight and you need to eat right. Even if the indications are that you seem to be okay, the longer you continue on that path, the more damage will accumulate in your body. And unfortunately, at least in America and the UK, as far as I'm aware, The trend is in medicine to not treat you preventatively, but to treat you reactively. So a lot of healthcare companies are very focused on profits, and they are not as interested in getting you healthy as they are in getting you into surgery and getting you on medication, because they financially benefit from it. They have deals with pharmaceutical companies and so on. So you have to be proactive, because your doctor may not be able to be proactive even if they want to be. For example, I watched one video in the UK where an entire clinic, every doctor was given 10 minutes only to see each patient. You cannot correctly diagnose and treat people in 10 minutes. So they were forced to talk to the patient for several minutes, make an educated guess in most cases, and then prescribe medication over and over and over and again. They didn't like it, but that was what they were being forced to do. And it's happening in this country too. I know this because for many years now, I was a patient of Mercy Health. And my sister used to work there, and she hated it. It was a very negative experience for her. My doctor used to work there, and she hated it because it was very negative for her. She was only paid when she was seeing doctors. Anything else that she had to do for her job, including paperwork, she was unpaid for. And she was given time limits as to how long she could meet the patient. If it went over time, she felt, she was pressured into stopping the conversation. She didn't want to. She wanted to give full service. She's a good doctor. But Mercy Health cares about your money. And that's why Mercy in my area has expanded tremendously. Mercy's everywhere now. It's scary just how successful they are. But that's because they're milking us. And a lot of other companies are too. So you have to start learning. And you have to be careful, because there are a lot of people, even doctors, even scientists, although not all, not even most, who are manipulating you for their personal profits. There are nutritionists who are telling you the wrong information so that you'll buy their supplements. There are dietitians who are telling you the wrong information so you'll join their diet program. They're making money by lying to you. Please be careful. I do my health talks, and I don't earn any money off of them. And when I find out more information, even if it contradicts what I've already said, I put it out there, because that's the right thing to do. I realize some of you may be in a position for various reasons where you feel like you don't want to live very long. I understand that. I used to feel that way. I work with a guy. He used to be a bodybuilder, but his family has a history of short life because of health issues. And I offered to help him. He wouldn't take the offer, and he explained to me that he'd been preparing himself to die young for a long time, and I think he was a bit scared. And he never did change his mind. I mean, he's still working, but yeah. So I hope you will consider what I have said today. And I hope that you will, if you are feeling like, I don't need this, I don't need to do anything different, I don't want to live a long time, I hope you will reconsider and try to improve your life, improve your health through exercise and correct diet. And if you have questions, I'll try to help. Thanks for watching, and hope you have a great day.